why you should never, ever be nice. Let's check out the etymology of the word nice. Let's get my laptop out. And so this is ultimately why, normal, nice people can't see the obvious truth. So all you have to do is go into Google or DuckDuckGo or any of your preferred Ecosia. Are you still using Ecosia? There's quite a annoying advert when that came out. All adverts are annoying, to be honest. I don't really watch television anymore because of that. And it's a bit of a pain in the arse for YouTube as well now, isn't it? But whatever. So nice.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
You say it like that. The origin, Latin, necere, not know. And that comes from another Latin word which means nescius, which means ignorant, and which comes from, in turn, Old French, which means stupid. So the Middle English, in a sense, stupid, from Old French, from Latin, nescius, ignorant, from necere, not know. Other early senses included coy, reserved, giving rise to fastidious, scrupulous. This led both to the sense fine, subtle, regarded by some as the correct sense. But this is it, guys. Everyone is just so bloody nice now. You're walking down the road, you go to the shop, oh, thank you very much. Oh, that's £2.99. Oh, thanks. Oh, it's nice weather today. I'll see you later. And, everyone's just getting by. It's so friendly, the atmosphere, that it's become very, very sinister indeed. It reminded me of that Adam Curtis documentary called Hypernormalization, where he argued that the Soviet Union, everyone knew that their society was crumbling all around them, but because none of them had any sort of innate cerebral stimulation, no one had any imagination, they couldn't conceive of another way, and therefore they all pretended that the society was functioning. And over time, that pretense became a sort of self-fulfilling prophecy, and they started to believe, despite what was happening all around them, they decided that that was actually, okay, that everything happening around them was just normal, and what else are we going to do? You just got to keep calm and carry on. You don't. That's another psyop. Don't keep calm. See, this is ultimately we're digging into the inner workings of the social engineering class, who have really tapped into the human psyche from a deep level at a young age, unfortunately, going into state school, etc. And so now we live in this world that has demonized anyone that speaks out as right-wing, fascist, conspiracy theorists. Even the idea, you see people, some people wearing t-shirts like right-wing, or you go on these dating apps, you see people like right-wing, no Tories. No, it's like what? You're already just writing off like a large percentage of people just if they are not left wing. So this is the lack of nuance in society, the polarization of the world that's led us into this rampant censorship, where people are self-censoring the truth. You can't say anything about what the government is actually doing, and they're not interested. They've been psyoped so hard, and it's so sad to live in this world at the moment, because I can't ultimately be myself, because no one's interested in learning about these things. No one's interested in what a virus really is, what's in the vaccine, the pointlessness of masks. Everyone just wants to, it's a background thing for them, it's a background phenomenon. And I always remember the Krishnamurti words of, it's no measure of good health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. And so that's what has happened to people. Society is sick because people are psychologically ill, and it's to do with what we're saying, this sort of excessive nice behavior that people are conducting their lives with, and it's like, no, if someone does a wrong, if someone abridges your free will, or if someone tries to impose their will on you, if someone tells you that you need to take a mandatory vaccine and you don't want to, that's psychopathic, that's fascism. We can't be living in this world like this. It's totally mad. So I'm hoping that people can just come together and raise awareness. Somehow we have to get through this thick stratum of psychological manipulation, where people have been, unfortunately, kept in a childish state of consciousness. This is arrested development. People haven't been truly raised. People are walking around in adult bodies, but with children's minds. And it's really horrible to engage. You can't engage with people. It's like, you walk around, like, you imagine, say, adults coming together and talking about whatever, adults talk about, football, what's on the news, worldly affairs, right? And children, understandably, don't want to engage in that type of conversation. And so therefore they won't typically be included in that conversation. But what about when you realise that these so-called worldly affairs and the sport and the entertainment and the comedy and the films, have you seen that film? Have you seen this film? Have you seen that film? Have you seen this film? What if that is all children's like behaviour as well? What if that's childish? And what if the actual true adult, the true developed Homo sapien with an illuminated Ajna chakra, who has pierced the illusion of matter and seen that they are divine, that they are energy, and that we are consciousness experiencing itself? What if that's the true adult level of consciousness that's required for us to actually conduct and create a functional society? Because it is. No problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. So similarly to how the children won't be participating in that conversation, the adults in our society won't engage in any sort of philosophical discourse because it actually strains them. They hate it. They would rather run a mile than talk to you. And this is all interwoven. All the philosophy, all of this kind of stuff is interwoven with the fact that we're getting scammed, and on par with this whole debate that needs to happen on a global platform with Dr. Stefan Lanka, with Andrew Kaufman, with Thomas Cowan, Sally Morell, with anyone that can see the obvious truth. And only then, because the masses have been spoon-fed propaganda, so it's the truth has to come to them from the television, because the television is God in their eyes. And mostly over here in the UK, it would have to come from the BBC or ITV. So they understand that as we think, so we feel, so we act. So they have relegated human consciousness into a childish state of awareness, and they've kept us there because we're all so nice. We don't want to speak out against anything that's clearly insane. And it's sort of like they show you in the Truman Show, they're everywhere. So you become immersed in this environment and this distraction that people get led down the garden path through education and then through the job that they're doing. And you end up in this atmosphere of everyone just going into the office at 9 and can't speak out about it. Don't say anything. Like, don't even question the idea that you might be enslaved. They'll try and laugh you off. They'll try and say, "Oh, it's the life you choose, Adam." No. If someone offers you McDonald's and Burger King for the rest of your life, that's a controlled choice. It's not a choice at all. If someone says you can go to this plantation or this office, or you can go to that plantation or that office for the rest of your life, that's not a choice. True freedom needs to be created on this planet for us to get out of this niceness, which is ultimately stupidity. Someone needs to raise to people's attention on a global scale that they are getting psyoped by a psychopathic government that understands the psyche, understands human beings, understands you better than you know yourself, because they understand the inner workings of nature. They understand consciousness. They understand how it flows through us. They understand the chakras. They just understand what we want. And so therefore, that instead of it being, like I've said before, this boot in your face over 1984 tyranny, it now has to be a Huxley-type Brave New World where you comatose people with the soma, right? Oh, look, so nice. Oh, thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow. And let's go to the cinema. And that's what it is. But it's not enough for people to go home and start penetrating through their own psyche and getting to the simple truth that there is no pathogenic virus. And that would sound absolutely blasphemous to anyone watching this who isn't already on the path to realizing the obvious truth. But the fact remains that scientifically there has never been a pathogenic virus in existence, because it's never passed the Koch's postulates, and apparently my friend was saying that they've now changed that on Wikipedia to being an obsolete gold standard. And this is what they do. They just constantly, like Albert Maisel said, tyranny is the deliberate removal of nuance. They're just scapegoating anything that's the truth and saying this is pseudoscience, that is fake news, that is obsolete. And then the truth is going to be obsolete if they keep doing it and we don't have the capacity to think straight through it. And so we've got to start independently using our own brains. We need to be more conscious in society. And so hopefully I'm just inspiring people to take a look for themselves and start with The Misconception Called Virus by Dr. Stefan Lanka, or The Contagion Myth by Thomas Cowan, or Goodbye Germ Theory, Ending a Century of Medical Fraud. Because, only when you start doing this yourself and engaging in direct critical thought independently, you'll never believe anything that we're saying. So, it's up to you. If you can take the time to read those books, or you will just naturally, understandably, side with what you think is happening in the world, but actually it's a result of widespread global hysteria and, unfortunately, propaganda. But anyway, that's it for this video. Don't be nice. That doesn't mean be an arsehole. It just means don't be nice in the true sense of the meaning. Don't be ignorant. Don't be stupid. Don't be a fool. Don't be led to the concentration camps by the same fascist government that's been doing this since time immemorial. Anyway, that's it from me. Thanks very much for watching. See you next time.